So if you're a technical founder, especially in the deep tech world, you hear one piece of advice over and over again. It's pretty much startup gospel. Today, we're going to talk about a totally different path, a strategy for building real, undeniable traction while keeping you in the driver's seat. You've heard this a million times, right? It's the standard playbook. The idea is that you have to get a ton of capital, and you have to get it early because that's the only way to move fast enough to win. It's everywhere. Blogs, investor meetings. It's become the yardstick for success.
Yeah. What if it's a trap? Because here's what that advice usually skips over: the hidden costs. We're talking about massive dilution before you've even proven your core tech works. We're talking about insane pressure to hit growth metrics that just don't fit the timeline for real invention. You know, for founders who are building something truly new, something foundational, this approach can absolutely crush a great idea before it even has a chance.
So what's the alternative then? Look, it's not just about bootstrapping with zero money, and it's not the traditional fundraising rat race either. It's this really powerful middle ground called seedstrapping.
Seedstrapping isn't about saying no to capital forever. Not at all. It's about being incredibly strategic. It's about using what you already have, your own skills, your time, your unique insights, to build concrete, undeniable proof that this thing works. That way, when you do decide to raise money, you walk into that room from a position of incredible strength.
And this shows you exactly where seedstrapping fits in. See, it's not the super cash-strapped path of pure bootstrapping over on the left, and it's definitely not the high-pressure, high-dilution sprint of traditional VC money on the right. It's a deliberate choice. It's deciding to raise later, after you've built up your leverage. You get to hold on to your ownership and control for way longer.
And this is the huge mindset shift. This is everything. Instead of trying to sell a story, a dream, in a pitch deck, and just crossing your fingers that an investor will bet on your potential, you are building tangible proof. You're moving from just guessing to actually demonstrating. And believe me, that changes the entire conversation.
Okay, so that's the what. Makes sense. But how do you actually do it? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the founder's playbook. What's so great here is just how actionable these steps are. First, you have to focus like a laser on the one thing that makes your company defensible, your moat. Second, you lead the execution. As the technical founder, you build the thing yourself. This keeps the feedback loop incredibly tight and the momentum high. Third, and this one is absolutely critical, you protect your invention. File for that provisional patent before you go telling the world about your core tech. And fourth, you extend your runway by treating your skills as capital, not just the cash in the bank. Every line of code you write yourself buys you more time.
Now, following that playbook isn't just about saving some cash. It's about building something way more valuable in the long run: leverage. So let's talk about the payoff. I mean, just think about it from an investor's perspective. They see hundreds, maybe thousands of slide decks, all promising to change the world. But what they don't see every day is a founder walking in the door with a working prototype, some early user data, or filed IP. That kind of real, tangible progress just cuts right through all the noise. Your work ends up speaking for itself.
And all that leverage really boils down to three huge outcomes. First, your progress isn't a story anymore. It's a demonstration of value. Second, by skipping those early desperate deals, your cap table stays clean, which is a massive green flag for serious investors down the line. And finally, all of this puts you in the ultimate position of power. You get to raise money to accelerate because you choose to, not because you're about to run out of cash.
I love this quote because it just perfectly captures that shift in the dynamic. You're no longer the one asking for someone to please take a bet on your little idea. No, you're the one offering them an exclusive opportunity to invest in a tangible asset that you've already built and de-risked.
So how do you know if you're actually on the right path? It's not just about hitting milestones, you know? It's also about a feeling, a mindset. So here's a quick gut check for you.
The core feeling of doing seedstrapping right is progress, not panic. It should feel like this calm, controlled momentum. You're deep in the work, you're hitting your own milestones, not just frantically chasing after investor validation so you can survive for another 30 days. And this table just lays it out so clearly. Ask yourself, are you feeling progress or are you just chasing validation? Are your actions centered on protecting your invention or are you maybe exposing it a little too early? And what's your main metric? Is it how fast you're learning or how fast you're burning cash? If you find yourself on the left side of this chart, you're doing it right. You know, when it comes down to it, seedstrapping is way more than just a fundraising tactic for your early days. It's really a foundational philosophy for building a resilient company that's built to last.
Those constraints that you embrace early on,
They build incredibly powerful habits. You learn how to solve problems with precision and creativity, not just by throwing more money or more people at them. And that discipline, it doesn't just disappear when you eventually raise capital. It becomes part of your company's DNA, and it makes you so much more efficient and resilient for the long haul.
And this right here is the mantra that just sums the whole thing up. Forget about the vanity metrics, forget about the press releases announcing your funding round, focus on building real value, real technology, and real traction. You want to grow for outcomes that actually matter, not for optics that are going to fade away. So, the final question I want to leave you with isn't just about your next round of funding. It's about your entire journey as a founder. The choices you make today, how you build, when you decide to raise, how much control you hold on to, those things are going to define the company you're leading tomorrow. Seedstrapping offers you a path to build something that you're not just proud of, but something that you are genuinely excited to run years and years from now.